Calgary Police Service is conducting a homicide investigation regarding the death that occurred in the community of Ranchlands over the weekend at approximately 5:30 p.m. on Sunday, October the 11th, 2015. Police were called to the 0 to 100 block of Ranchlands Bay Northwest for reports of a suspicious death. Upon arrival, a woman was found deceased at the scene. An autopsy is currently underway. The victim has been identified by family members as Christa Cachene, 26 of Calgary. It is believed that a party was hosted at the residence on Saturday evening and that a number of people were in attendance. Police are looking to speak to anyone who may have attended the party. Police also attended for reports of a car prowling earlier Sunday morning. It is unknown if these incidents are connected. Investigators are asking anyone who may have been in the area or may have information in regards to this incident to contact police or Crime Stoppers anonymously. I'll take your questions now in relation to the Ranchlands.
We spoke to some neighbors in the area that say that this woman had children. Can you confirm that and give us maybe an update on the status of her children?
Due to privacy reasons, I can't get into.
Can you confirm she has children?
What's that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she has children. She has 2 children that we are aware of.
Okay.
Can you disclose the cause of death?
No, we can't. The autopsy is still underway, so we cannot disclose cause of death.
You were called there Sunday evening. Is there indications that this happened early Sunday morning, like after this party? Can you give us more of a timeline on when you
From our investigation, we believe it happened sometime after midnight.
After midnight?
Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Sorry. Were there any reports of any disturbances at the home?
At the home? No. There was a report of a car prowling in the area.
Was it her home?
Pardon me?
Was it her home?
The incident, yeah, that was her home.
That was
Where-
her home where the party was happening?
Where the incident took place, yes.
So she was hosting the party then, if it was her home and the party was there?
Be fair to say that.
Colin, I know you can't release the cause of death, but can you tell us about if there was any sort of confrontation or violence that you believe might have led up to her death?
Well, her death was, it's still under investigation from the medical examiner's perspective, so we're gonna pass on that for now.
Did there appear to be any sort of violence though to the body, or is there anything that you can?
Right now, it appears that there was some violence that took place within the residence.
But you can't confirm that she was involved. You
Can't
can't confirm that she was involved in said violence, or?
Well, we wait for the medical examiner's office to conduct their autopsy and come to their conclusions. So what we see at the scene is part of it, and we're going to respect their ability to come to their conclusions.
Do you
Yeah.
have,
Oh, no, go ahead.
can you give us an idea of how many people you might be looking to speak to? Is this a large party? How
No,
many
we don't believe it was a large party. We believe there was approximately 8 to 12 people at this party.
And do we know if it was friends and family, or one of the two, or a mix of the two?
There were some friends that we know of that were there. Whether she knew everybody that attended we can't speak to that.
And
But we know there were some individuals that were known to her.
Do you know if there have been any past disturbances at this particular residence?
Past disturbances?
Or calls to police for that residence?
We've been to the residence before on unrelated matters.
I'm sorry.
On unrelated matters?
On unrelated matters?
Yeah.
Several times?
We've been to that residence before. The number of times, I can't speak to that. I don't have that.
Can you indicate what the calls were about?
Nope, they're unrelated to this investigation.
Were the children home at the time of the incident?
The children were not home at the time of the incident.
Has anyone from the party come forward already to speak with you?
We've spoken to a number of people, but we're looking to speak to others that were at the party as well.
Have they been cooperative?
Some have been cooperative and some have not been quite as cooperative.
Did the children live there in the home? Sorry.
Can we expand on that? Not really. Like, some have been completely cooperative and some have not been as cooperative as we would have hoped.
Did the children live there in the home with her?
The children lived at this residence, yes, but they were not home.
And was
At
she
the time.
only adult who lived there, or are there other people that live in that home, other grown-ups?
The information we have is she lived there with her children.
And that's it?
Right.
Any other questions on the Ranchlands one?
Any indication about, or can we ask, the call came in at 5:30.
Mhm.
Presumably
Right.
you think that that you said the time of death might have been early that morning,
Right.
presumably during the time of the party.
Right.
Was nobody at the home and then somebody came there and made the call? Or was it somebody who had been at the party that called? Or what explains the gap? The gap?
Okay. The individual who attended was to meet up with the victim, tried to contact the victim, attended the victim's residence, and subsequently found the victim inside the residence and called police.
So it looks like that she died in the early morning hours,
Well,
or as you said, that.
we can't say for sure.
Right.
We believe it's sometime after midnight.
But then it seems like there was a space of time where.
Yeah, obviously.
Nobody was there, then somebody
Right.
comes to the house.
Exactly.
To meet up with her.
Right.
We saw the forensics unit return last night, I think. Is there a reason for that they had to come back to the scene and go back into the home?
No, sometimes searches take a long time, and anybody can't be expected to work for 36 hours straight, so sometimes they need a break.
The prowling call of the car, in terms of the timeline, was that like as we're getting closer towards, dawn, like quite early in the morning, or
It
what
was-
time, what time were you called to that one?
That was just after midnight.
The car prowling call? was
The car
that?
prowling call, yeah.
Is there any indication that the death in the Ranchlands case, if that was targeted?
We believe it wasn't a random attack.
It was
The-
not a random attack.
Was not a random attack.
And are there any persons of interest or suspect descriptions, anything like that at this time?
We're working through that right now. We're working through speaking with the individuals that were at the party to come up with suspects.
On that note, you say there was a party. We talked to some people that reported hearing like a disturbance of kind. Was there an altercation or a fight or anything that happened that night that you know of?
Other than the car prowling, we don't know of any other reported incidents of an altercation.
Is the children's father in Calgary? Do you have any idea?
The children's father in Calgary, I cannot speak to the whereabouts of the children's father.
That she wasn't married in any event?
Again, I can't get into details about her relationships.
We had some friends say she has a boyfriend. Can you confirm she has a boyfriend?
Again, that's part of the investigation. We're looking to speak to a number of individuals.
Have you spoke to the majority of people that were at the house that night, or are there still quite a few that you're still trying to find?
We're still looking to speak to a number of individuals.
That were there?
Yeah.
There's a number of incidents being investigated by the homicide unit. Are you guys being pressed for numbers? You guys overworked, swamped?
Well, anytime you get 2 homicides in one day, that draws on resources. We do have the ability to obtain help from other areas of the service. So we're, you know, doing, making sure that we cover all the steps off in the investigations, and we're getting help from other areas from within the service.
Do you know if she lived at that apartment for some time?
As far as how long she lived there, I can't comment on that.